in Sri Lanka following the remanding of former Sri Lanka President Ranil Wickremesinghe over allegations of abuse of public funds in relation to an overseas visit. Good morning and welcome to the Breakfast Rundown with me, Zulfick Farzan. It's Monday the 25th of August 2025. Now let's get into this story in detail. Former President Ranil Wickremesinghe is still receiving treatment at the Colombo National Hospital, and it's not just doctors keeping an eye on him. A full security team has been deployed by the Department of Prisons. According to prison spokesperson Jagat Veerasinghe, 7 jailers and 4 security officers have been assigned to protect Wickremesinghe while he is in the hospital. Medical staff from the prison hospital are also closely monitoring his condition. Dr. Rukshan Bellana, Deputy Director of the hospital, said that a special ICU team is actively involved in managing the former president's health. Meanwhile, opposition leader Sajith Premadasa and a group of opposition MPs dropped by the hospital to check on Wickremesinghe. Now, this all comes after Wickremesinghe was remanded until August 26th by the Colombo Fourth Magistrate Nilupuli Lankapura over allegations that he misused 16.6 million Sri Lankan rupees in public funds for a private overseas trip. Now, the Criminal Investigation Department has kicked off an investigation into a social media video that claimed former President Ranil Wickremesinghe would be arrested even before it actually happened. The video, posted by activist Sudat Tilakasiri on his YouTube channel, suggested that Wickremesinghe would be taken into custody when he showed up to give a statement to the CID. What's raising eyebrows is that this video came out before any official court decision was made. The Inspector General of Police has ordered the probe. A group of professionals has also filed a formal complaint which helped trigger the investigation. The timing and the content of the video have stirred a lot of buzz online. Now let's move on to something developing in the country. The Government Medical Officers Association, or the GMOA, has decided to pause its planned island-wide strike, which was supposed to kick off at 8 a.m. today. The move comes after some productive late-night discussions with top health officials. The strike was originally planned due to a bunch of reasons, like unfair transfers of medical officers, the risk of hospitals shutting down in remote areas, hospitals not getting proper medicines and equipment, and patients being forced to buy essential drugs out of pocket because of pressure on the free healthcare system. But after a meeting last night between Health Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa, the Health Ministry Secretary, and the GMOA's executive team, the doctors decided to hold off. According to the GMOA, the Minister and the Secretary gave written assurances to fix the issues, especially the messy transfer process. Now, since both sides agreed on how to move forward, the strike has been put on hold for now. Now, the Joint Postal Trade Union Alliance has officially called off its strike, and postal deliveries have resumed across the country starting from midnight. Now, Chintaka Bandara, he is the convener of the alliance, and he said that the decision came after a late night discussion with the minister in charge, where both sides reached a temporary agreement. As a result, all postal operations are back in action today, and efforts are underway to quickly clear the backlog of mail. The strike, which halted services for several days, led to over 2.5 million postal items piling up at the offices, an island-wide estimated loss of 150 million Sri Lankan rupees. Now, Bandara added that delayed parcels will be delivered as fast as possible, and the Postmaster General was instructed by the Minister to resolve 17 key issues raised by the unions. Now, special committees have been appointed to propose solutions within a month. The unions agreed to use the fingerprint system and accepted the government's stance on overtime allowances, which helped pave the way for ending the strike. Bandara also noted that if future negotiations don't lead to lasting solutions, further trade union action may be considered. Now, moving on, early this morning, a shooting incident was reported at a hotel in the Kittampahu area of Vallampitia. According to police spokesperson ASP F.U. Wootler, 3 individuals entered a hotel room and opened fire, then quickly fled the scene. Thankfully, no one was injured and there was no damage to property. Police have launched a full investigation into this incident. Now, at the same time, some good news for those travelling on the route towards Jaffna. The National Transport Commission has officially launched a unified timetable covering both Sri Lanka Transport Board or SLTB and private long-distance buses. Now, Commission Chairman Engineer P.H. Chandapala stated that the first phase of the rollout will apply to buses operating on the Colombo-Putlam-Chilau-Jaffna route. Now, moving on, some weather-related stories and something really important to watch out for. The Department of Meteorology has issued a heat advisory for several parts of the country, warning that the temperature felt on the human body, known as the heat index, is reaching levels that could be risky. Now, these are the areas that will be most affected: northern, north central and eastern provinces, Hambantota and Monoravila districts. Now, here's what you should do. Drink plenty of water throughout the day, even if you're not thirsty. Stay in shaded or cool places as much as possible. Avoid going out during peak heat hours, especially between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. And at the same time, check on the elderly, children and those with health conditions. Now, let's move on to some news overseas. Indian companies will continue to buy oil from wherever they get the best deal. Now, who said this? It was India's ambassador to Russia, Vinay Kumar, in an interview with Russia's state-run TASS news agency. He called the United States' decision to impose additional 25% tariffs on India as penalty for buying oil from Russia as unfair, unreasonable and unjustified. Kumar said that India's objective is to ensure energy security for the country's 1.4 billion people. Now, he added that after the steep 50% tariffs imposed by the US President Donald Trump, the Indian government will continue to take measures to protect its national interests. Now, let's move on to some sports news, and it's MotoGP. Factory Ducati MotoGP rider Marc Marquez overcame a difficult first lap to win the Hungarian Grand Prix from pole position. The Spaniard thus completed a sensational 7th straight double win in MotoGP after taking the Saturday sprint. He stretched his World Championship points lead over brother Alex Marquez, who only managed 2 points to a yawning 175. Now, KTM's Pedro Acosta and Aprilia's Marco Bezzecchi joined Marquez on the podium on Sunday as reigning champion Jorge Martin came fourth, his best finish on the Aprilia since his return from injuries. And that's a wrap of this morning's edition of the Breakfast Rundown with me, Zulfick Farzan. But if you want to follow these stories in more detail, visit our award-winning website, that's www.newsfirst.lk, and subscribe to our WhatsApp channel where all these stories will come to your palm-held devices, and also follow us on our social media handles on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok and YouTube. Until I see you again, stay safe and take care.